Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time something a little bit different. I've got two beers. So recently over on the Craft Beer channel, Jonny did one of his blind tastings of loads of beers, and the most recent one was of Supermarket IPAs from the UK. So the two beers I've got are his top two. A little bit of a spoiler. Number two was Heathen from Northern Monk, and number one on the list was Vocation Love and Hate. Both 7.2% ABVs, both beers from West Yorkshire. Not just Yorkshire, the best part of Yorkshire, West Yorkshire. So I thought I'd have a little bit of a beer battle between these and see which is my personal favourite. So let's go with number two first, which was Northern Monk's Heathen. So these are both available from supermarkets. That was bought from my local Asda, which is absolutely rubbish. It's got a terrible beer range. But this was actually, it is available in supermarkets, but I bought it from my local beer shop, the Triangle, here in Shipley. I mean, a stone's throw from the Asda where I bought that. Obviously, preference, every time we'll be buying it from an independent, really good price, that we do it for it as well. Straight from the brewery, straight into our cellar and always in fridges, so always kept very well. So that's maybe a little bit of a spanner in the works. I'm just, for the sake of transparency. So let's get into this and see what we've got. Long time. I mean, I have this on I'll say semi-regular basis, but I mean, at one point I was having it quite often because it's a good price for what it is. So, but yeah, both 7.2 hazies. So, beer in the glass. It's very pale, really pale. A bit more radiant in colour than yours, seeing a little bit matte on yours, but I'm going to go really pale, yellowish golden beer. Pure white foam on top, so smell and sniff. Let's check out the aroma. Pineapple. It's the first thing that hit me. Years ago when they were developing this, I remember talking to one of the brewers. They might not do this anymore, but they were playing around with this thing called pectin, where apparently you find it in like applesauce. It's I don't know what it did, but it was something they were playing around with. I don't know if it's still in it, but that was a bit of a curiosity, I think, at the time when they were brewing it in this early days, even because this is early-ish in the kind of haze craze, really, one of the earlier ones, which has really stuck around. Aroma-wise, yeah, pineapple big time. As far as I remember, there's a lot of Citra and Columbus, and I can't remember what else. Does it even say on the back of the can? The text is really quite small and really condensed, so I can't read it. Have a look at it. I'll tell you. Yeah, quite waxy lemons. Maybe some white grape. It's definitely on a sharper citrus side of things. Maybe a slight kind of petrol note. I'd often get that from kind of Nelson. Maybe New Zealand hops in general. Got a hint of cloudy lemonade about it just then. Smells good. Anyway, very thirsty. Let's dive in. Cheers. We're just going to be the best. Yeah. That's a cracking beer. I mean, even in an independent shop, we're doing it around £4 for £4.20, something like that. Maybe about £4.50. So still not a bad price. Locally brewed, 7.2% ABV IPA. It's very well structured. That's another craft beer channel term, which I really kind of appreciate. Because I think the term balance is massively overused and incorrectly used a lot of time. But this has a great structure to it. It's clean, but it's got a good amount of body. Like myself. It has bitterness. Absolutely, it's got bitterness, which stops it becoming too soft, too juicy. I can understand why it is in. I think it's probably Morrison's. I think it's in Sainsbury's. Personally, I'd think twice. Yeah, something earthy about it. There's definitely lemon, grapefruit, pineapple. It's quite nuanced in a lot of ways. But it's got a crispness and cleanness. Real definition of flavour. It's nice. So I'll pop that one over there. Next up, the winner. And actually bought from the supermarket. I will take that into account. Actually bought from the supermarket. I've been drinking a lot more Vocation recently. I mean, I like. I'm based in a little town called Shipley. Halifax is a little town which is not a million miles away, and that's where is our nearest Vocation bar, and it's a really nice bar. I go there every time I go to Halifax. One of my favourite places to drink in the area is Halifax, and their bar's really nice. Always really full, a real kind of general crowd. It's not a beery crowd. It's a real kind of like cross section of drinks. It's a nice bar, and they have a really nice selection of their beer on as well. So let's get this poured, see what we've got, and I enjoy their beer, especially their hoppy stuff. So appearance wise, quite similar. I'm going to say that it's got a lot more of a lemon juice look to it. It's a lot more yellow in its appearance. Carbonation a little more evident. Head a bit more fizzier and tighter. Anyway, swirl and sniff. Let's check out the aroma. It's a swirling hand, clearly. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, supermarket beer. It's $3.50 this, so a little bit cheaper, not massively. I prefer my money to go to an independent personally, but for the sake of science, here we are. The sake of clicks and views. Yeah, it's nice. Once again, tiny text, I can't read it. No, I can't read anything about that. But I'm getting a bit more melon, some kind of zippy, it's fragrant and floral, it's got citrus zesty kind of qualities to it. It's not as potent an aroma as the other one, but it's nice. Very nice. It smells like Lush, you know, the shop that sells posh, like bath bombs. It's quite like that, but not soapy. It's got all loads of zippy citrus. It smells very good. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's some crazy lip smacking. I'll get some comments about that. It's very nice. Yeah, I mean, for a supermarket beer, that's absolutely banging. Yeah. If it were a bit cheaper. But then you've got the issue with that. The breweries is going to be, they're really being squeezed on stuff like this. But if they're turning it over, which I think they are, and this is why I bought it, the beer section, the craft beer section in my Asda is pretty crap, but it does get completely rinsed. So you're probably getting relatively quick stock turnover, so stuff's not sitting there and getting a bit tired. Flavour wise, get a hint of mango. It's spicy orange. Once again, so a more kind of pithy citrus peel, that kind of thing. It's once again clean. Maybe not as much body as the Heathen. Yeah, yeah, they are very similar. Probably both quite citra heavy. A few of the bits and bats in it. Yeah, I'm okay with. Oh, Citra and Galaxy is that? So that's Citra and Galaxy. I remember Jonny saying that. Can't see that. I mean, if you want to read it, it's probably bigger on there than it is on my eyesight. There you go. That's the back of the Novel Monk can. But that's Citra and Galaxy. It's definitely Citra in it, and I'm sure back in the day there were definitely clumps in it. But yeah. Right, moment of truth. Bit of side-by-side action. Both very nice. Right, back to Novel Monk. More assertive. Fuller. Prickly. Bites a bit more than I remember this tasting like. Anyway, back to the Vocation. crisp, clean, slightly sweeter. Wow, that's a real head scratcher. I think Jonny had them 1 point apart on it. I think one was 24, the other one was 25, or it was 22 and 23. Wow. Wow. Damn, what do I have to pick? It's mainly me umming and ahhing and tasting back glass to glass. That's a real tricky thing because they're very similar. Vocation's sweeter, cleaner. Northern Monk, a bit more bite. I think it's, you could say whichever day you were on is the preference that you were for that beer. I think I'm gonna enjoy. Agree with Jonny. It's I think out of the two, Vocation's just pipped it. It's super tight. That's just got maybe a bit more bite. That's just a bit easier drinking. Both 7.2. I mean, take us all back 12 years when I started this channel, and 7.2% ABVs available in supermarkets of this quality is just absolutely staggering. So, on this day, I'm going with Vocation's Love and Hate. But they're both absolutely wonderful beers and very much worth your time. So check out both of them, Vocation Love and Hate and Heathen from Northern Monk. Two exceptional beers. I'm Rob from HopZine. I'll see you next time. Cheers.